Hello and welcome to the Drop a Stitch podcast.
I'm your host, Dani.
And I'm your other host, Natalie.
And in today's episode, we are talking about our trip to Chile.
Yes.
It's going to be a recap. Or not a recap.
Yes.
It's just going to be like a chat. How it went, what we did, how was the plane ride.
Yes, with some knitting talk in
Oh,
there.
yeah, for sure.
Or crochet talk in there.
We did.
I mean, you can't get two knitters and crocheter together on a trip and not, do yarny stuff.
Oh, yeah. We did. We did what we could, but we had not a lot, but enough. Like, we went to a yarn store and stuff, so.
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had to.
I mean, that's what you do, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so before, how was not your week? Because we got back.
Our week.
Oh, yeah.
We got back on Sunday.
Monday morning.
Yeah, Monday morning.
Oh, my goodness, everybody.
We'll tell the story at the end.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, it was very late.
Yes.
Yeah, but how's been your week?
Good. Busy.
Getting back.
Tiring. I feel like I'm going to repeat myself as in all the episode. My son is feeding, and so I'm not sleeping, and he's miserable. But no, it's been kind of good. It feels, as much as I love being on vacation, like it feels good to be back into your own home. Like I'm a homebody, so like coming home, I was just like, oh, it smells like me.
I know.
Like it smells like my house, like my bed, my pillows. Like it's just like, oh, it felt so good to be home.
Yeah.
And like now I just want to do all the things. Like there's all the house stuff that I want to do. I'm just like, oh, I want to do everything.
I know.
So like I felt very like exhausted and unmotivated before we left, and now I'm like full of motivation, like want to do everything. Yeah. I have like a bunch of ideas of like pattern and stuff that like just flooded my mind. And I'm just like, oh, I gotta make all the things.
Why have I not heard about it?
Because I haven't like seen you since.
I know, but you can text me. Okay, I want to know all the details and all the ideas.
Okay, I'll text you.
Oh my goodness.
How was your week?
It was...
Since you've been back.
Yeah, really good, productive, super busy. Like I feel like I have not had time to do anything. I showed on my Instagram, and as I was telling you, I had a photo shoot 2 days after we go back, the 25th at night. So the 27th. The 26th, like the day we arrived, it's like it didn't exist for me.
We blinked and it was gone.
Like I was able, my mother-in-law came. Okay, so my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, they came and they just flipped our house. It's super organized. They organized everything. They moved everything around. It just looks so good and so organized. It's so refreshing. So it's just so perfect. And then she picked us up at the airport, and she stayed overnight. So I was able to sleep that morning because she got up with the kids. And I'm telling you that I got up at like almost noon.
I'm so jealous.
And I just did not know what was going on. I was
Guys, we landed at the airport. We landed at the airport past midnight.
Oh, yeah.
And didn't have our luggage yet.
No. So, like, that day literally didn't exist. I woke up. I think I ate whatever it was, a mix of lunch and breakfast. Then it was the evening, and then we went to bed. And I was so tired that day. It's like it wasn't enough. And then we went to bed really early. And then the next morning, I still felt like it wasn't enough. And I feel just now, I feel like I'm good again. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
yeah,
it has taken me several nights for me to be like, okay, I'm good. I'm back on track. I'm back, with my energy back or whatever. But before that, no. And yeah, so going back to how was my week, other than being super tired, busy, I had a photo shoot for the first time. like a brand photo shoot. I brought all of my blankets. I forgot how freaking heavy they were. And I was like, I'm going to bring all of my blankets and take pictures of everything. And I just filled IKEA bags with my blankets. And I was like, how the hell do I bring these bags? Like, they were so heavy.
You should have put them in a suitcase.
Oh my God.
And just wheeled it.
I know, that would have been smarter, actually. But that one really well and super, super quick. It was only an hour, so it just flew by. And then what else? Oh, I organized my office space, which I am so excited. It's like visual clutter that I had, and it was horrible. And I couldn't do anything function. I couldn't find anything. I couldn't have space on my desk to do anything. So it was just complete clutter. And now everything is like back to normal, back to just how it was when I first built it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is it making you feel like being like more creative?
Oh yeah, for sure.
About everything,
100%, like 10 times more.
Yeah, visual clutter does that to me. I can't function. It stops me from functioning. I'm like, there's too much things everywhere. I need to like clean it, and then I'm like,
I know.
It feels so nice.
Now it feels like I can think or I can see clear, you know?
Yeah.
And I gave away to two people from the Buy Nothing group on Facebook.
Nice.
2 whole full bags of yarn. Some of them that were half skins, some other full skins that I'm like, I'm not gonna do a destash sale because I'm like, I just don't have time for that. And also yarn that I know I'm not gonna use, you know? So I was like, okay, whatever. I just gave it away. And one person wanted it for their grandma that always is making hats and things for homeless people. So I was like, perfect, that's amazing. And then another girl wanted it for her daughter that just learned how to knit and crochet, and she was making things or whatever. So I was like, okay, that's so cute. So they both got a bag, so I'm really happy. And then I went to IKEA and I got another Billy bookcase, because before I had that one that you see on these sides. So now I just got the full one, and it's perfect. Everything fits, and feel super productive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When did you go to IKEA?
Yesterday.
Oh, I went today.
You went today?
Yeah.
What did you get?
Not much. Just some stuff for the kitchen I needed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I went yesterday. Of course, the kids wanted ice cream. So
yeah, of course.
Go to IKEA. That's what we get. Ice cream.
Absolutely. That's how it goes.
Okay, so let's begin with our trip to Chile. We went there for 2.5 weeks.
Yes.
We left.
It's a long flight. Let's start with that. Like, we left from the Ottawa airport it's a 45-minute flight to Toronto. Yeah. We had a 3-hour layover in Toronto, and then it's a 10.5-hour flight to Chile. So it's a long time. But our first flight, like our flight to get there, was overnight. Yeah. So it wasn't bad because the kids mostly slept and we mostly slept. So it went by actually pretty quick.
And it's perfect. And that's what it's always is. I have never taken a day flight to Chile. It's always back and forth overnight. So to my surprise, whenever we were booking, I looked after, because I checked the time and it was leaving at 8 in the morning. I was like, I checked for another flight even the day before or the day after, and all the flights on the way back were during the day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So our way back was interesting with 3 under tree.
Oh my God, to say the least.
Yeah, on an 11-hour flight back, it was something. Mm-hmm. Tired babies, woken up at 3 in the morning. Yeah, it was.
Good.
It was something.
So the thing is, where my family lives in Chile, or my home city, let's say my hometown, is 2 hours, or it's not 2 hours, it's like 1 hour and 20 from the airport.
Yeah.
So then on the way back, because it was international flight from Santiago to Toronto, you have to be there 3 hours ahead of time. So our flight was at 9 a.m. So we had to be there at 6. Therefore, we had to leave the Airbnb an hour and a half before, or a little bit more, because we had to give our rental back.
Give our rental back, like do all the things.
And then we had to wake up to pack the car with the luggage and everything, because my dad was helping us to go to the airport because our stuff wouldn't fit in the van that we rented. So we woke up at 2 a.m. to leave at 3:30. Yes. And we barely slept. We said that we were going to go to bed early that day. We didn't.
No, we didn't.
And then we barely slept. And we were up at 2, and then we had to wake up the kids at like 3. Theo was up before that.
Theo didn't sleep. I don't even know. He didn't sleep at all. I think I got maybe 2 to 3 hours of sleep. Like 3 hours is like me being generous.
Yeah.
And that's about how much Theo got.
Okay. Well. I slept like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And then we woke up the kids at around 3. And my idea was that they were going to hop in the car and fall back asleep on the way to the airport, which they didn't. They were just screwing around, looking everywhere. Isa was asking where the freaking birds were. Luca was asking for...
Okay, Sleepy Luca is the cutest thing. Sleepy Luca is subtitles on everything going on. We're going a bit under a bridge, Dad. Dad, there's a bridge. We're going under the bridge. Dad, there's lights.
Oh,
there's really lights, Dad. Like, it was just the whole way. It was just like narrating everything happening. It was adorable. It was the cutest thing.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's Sleepy Luca. It's really funny. And he wanted to be up so bad because for some reason I'm a really homey girl. Like I'm a homebody. I can't speak.
Homebody.
I can't speak.
Home
buddy.
Body. Yes.
And Luca is too. He really is. Like, he was missing home so bad. The whole trip, he was asking when we were coming back to Canada, when are we going on a plane again? I don't know if it's because he really liked the plane ride or he just really wanted to come back to his house, but he really wanted to come back. So he was so excited the day before we told him we're going to wake you up in the morning to go back to Canada. He was like just super excited about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was like, aside of being super excited, he was super sleepy. So combine those two together, that was really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was our way back. That was very interesting. Oh, and then do you want to say what happened?
Yeah, let's just explain what happened on that.
Yeah.
So our first flight was fine. We were exhausted. We got on the plane. It was a daytime flight, 11 hours stuck on a seat with toddlers and babies. Was not fun. Theo's at the age where he's starting, like, he's not crawling yet, but he can like do the clock. He can move around. He can back up. And like, he just wants to explore.
Oh, yeah.
And like being held for 11 hours, he was like, let me go. Why can I not move?
Yeah.
Like, let me go. So he was not happy with that. And then the flight went overall pretty good. Like the first flight, it was long, but it was good.
Yeah.
And then we landed and our second flight was delayed. We were supposed to leave at 8, be in Ottawa by 9, and it was now delayed till 11. And by the time we made it out off the first plane, we found out it was delayed now to 11:20, and we were like, oh God, like how much further are we going to be delayed? Because usually once they start delaying, it can go on and on.
Yeah.
And so we were kind of freaking out, and of course there's nothing anyone could do, so that was just it. So we waited with 3 completely overtired, exhausted children who didn't want to sleep because, guys, there were so many people at the airport. Like, not only our flight was delayed, many flights were delayed. The like freaking gates were packed. There was like people standing everywhere. There was no room. It was, and like trying to put the kids to bed. There was like people talking and like they were making announcements, and like the kids just kept waking back up, and it was just not fun. And then we got on our plane, landed in Ottawa, and they told us we couldn't change plane because our luggage were automatically coming to Ottawa with us. And then we landed, and they put our luggage on Carousel 4 along with 3 other planes, and we were all like hundreds of people standing around this carousel. And then they smartly were like, "Hey, the new one that just showed up from Toronto, please go to the other carousel." So we moved over to the other one. Our luggage all came, and we're like, "Cool, we need car seats and strollers and everything else that was for the kids."
Mm-hmm.
So I asked the first guy, and he's like, "Check Carousel 4. Some of the things made it there first." So we went back to Carousel 4, where you got your pack and play. Nothing else was there. So I asked a different guy, and he's like, "Go check the special
oversized
items." Oversized, yes, that's what it's called. And then so we went and stood there, and it was like skis and freaking snowboards and all that coming out. And then the guy just shuts the door, and I'm like, "Okay, is he coming back? Is there more?" So I asked another guy, and he's like, "Which flight were you from?" And I'm like, "Toronto." He's like, "Oh, just come with me." And I'm like,
I know.
"Why?
When he said that
Just
to
come
you,
with me."
I was like, "Oh no!"
Yep. So basically, my stroller and all of our car seats were put on a different flight to Ottawa. It was still coming to Ottawa at least, but in a different flight.
Yeah.
So we had nothing, no way to get home. So luckily, I didn't know they did this, but they had car seats there. So they gave us car seats so we can get home, and told us they were going to deliver our car seats and our strollers and stuff at home the next day, which they did. They woke us up at 9 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Because we went to bed at 2:45, and at 9 they were knocking on my door nonstop for me to answer and sign that I got my freaking things. I was very glad to have them, but very unhappy to be waking up at 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then, so that was fine until the next day, where I was like, "Let me go take a walk with Theo," and realized my stroller's broken.
I know, that's so annoying.
So annoying. So I sent in a request. I called, and the lady was not happy with me because she was like, "You should have reported it at the airport. That's what you're supposed to do." And I was like, "But I didn't get it at the airport. You guys delivered it to me because it was delayed." And then she became nice again and was like, "Hey, okay, you can go on the website," and told me which form to fill out, which I did. And then I have to wait 15 days to see what they're going to do about it.
Oh my God. But is it the sibling seat the one that's broken, not Teo's? Or is it Teo's?
No, it's Teo's.
Oh, that sucks. So what did you do?
Well, I just used the other one for now.
What other one? Like the other seat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I can still use it, but it's still annoying, and I still want them to fix it.
Yeah.
Because strollers and strollers attachment aren't cheap. So.
Yeah. And are they going to fix it, or are they going to give you a new one?
I don't think they can fix it. I don't think I wouldn't trust somebody to fix that.
Yeah.
It's what holds the entire seat.
Yeah.
But so I'm just hoping they're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
My dad said his aunt had once got her luggage super damaged, and they wanted her to go buy another one before they reimbursed her, and she fought them on it and was like, "No, you gave me the money and then I'll go buy. Pay me first and then I'll buy whatever." So I don't know how it'll go. I'm hoping they don't put up too much of a fight and just
give you what they have to.
Give me the money. They asked me for the receipt and the date of purchase and everything, so I submitted that. And
oh, you still had it?
Hopefully. Yeah, I had it. I ordered it online so I could find it in my emails. So
oh, nice.
I gave them the info, so we'll see what happens with that. We'll see. So yeah, that was our flight back. So we got home very, very late.
Natalie was sleeping on the airport floor with her baby because there was no room anywhere, and we were exhausted. So we woke up at 2 a.m, and then it was 10 at night, and we were still in the airport.
Yep.
It was terrible.
It was 20. It's a 24-hour travel.
I was carrying Isa the whole day because she wouldn't sleep if she wasn't on me. And then by the time she fell asleep for good at night, before we boarded her, I gave her to Kale, and then Luca wanted to be on the carrier. My almost 3.5 years old wanted to be on me on the carrier, and my bag was screaming.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, just think that he's still your baby. He's still your baby. He's still that teeny tiny baby that you held once. And he's freaking 34 pounds, but it's okay. It's okay. Like, it's going to be good. And I'm 5 feet, you guys. I'm small. I'm not a tall girl. And I'm not, like, I'm little. And he's tall, too. So I'm, like, dying. And then when we were on the plane, he fell asleep. He was asleep on the plane, and then the flight attendant comes and she's like, he's how old is he? And I said 3, like I just did with my hand because he was asleep, so I didn't want to wake him up or anything. After fighting with 2 kids, you do not wake them up. Like, you don't. So then she's like, well, you have to wake him up and sit him over there for the flight to take off. And I was like, you want me to wake him up? She's like, yes, you have to sit him on his chair because he's more than 2. So when they're more than 2, they have to sit. And I just literally looked in her eyes and I said, I'm not going to wake him up. And she's like, you have to sit him there buckled. He can still sleep and be buckled, or you're going to get in trouble. Like, she literally looked at me. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And I was like, in my head, I just looked at her and I smiled. And I just held Luca as she walked. And I was like, I'm not fucking putting him down. I'm not waking him up. Trouble is my freaking middle name. I like trouble. So you come here and tell me after a 10.5-hour flight, and I don't know how many hours we waited at the airport, to wake up my child. I am not waking up my 3 years old because you want, like, I'm going to hold him with my life. He's not going to go flying if that's your concern. He's not. And then it took off and she didn't come walking. I held him. I was like, fuck it. I did wake him up to land because we needed him to walk so we can carry all our stuff. But I sat him down for the landing and he was still passed out.
Like when you're too tired, then they move.
Oh, yeah. No, he was in a different dimension, yeah.
Yeah, beyond exhausted at that point.
But other than that, we had a lot of fun.
Oh my God, so much fun.
We went to the beach a few times. We ate really good food.
Really good desserts. And then knitting-wise, what did we do? Or crochet? I finished my heart pattern, my sweetheart love you pattern.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about it.
Posted that on Instagram because my blog is not ready quite yet. You published your golden hour cape.
Yes.
And then we made a bunch of granny squares.
And I finished my blanket.
Oh, yeah, you finished your blanket because you were making a blanket for your dad,
which
is also going to be a free pattern on your blog.
So we did quite a bit.
We did quite a bit, yeah. And I had brought a sweater. Like one of my goals from this year is to like go through my whip pile and either frog them or finish them. And so there's a sweater I started in 2019 on a trip and didn't finish. So I was like, perfect. It's a lightweight sweater. So I was like, I'm going to bring that. I'm going to finish that. Yeah, finish that that was funny.
That did not happen.
I realized I made a mistake like 20 rows back. So I
oh my God, really?
Knit back.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
I spent like 3 evenings like knitting backwards to like go back down to where the mistake was, because to me it was very obvious, and if I was going to finish it, I might as well do it right. If not, it was the point. So I spent like 3 evenings knitting backwards and then basically worked back up to that during the trip. So I made zero progress, just fixed a mistake. But we made a bunch of granny squares. So a few days before we left for the trip, there is like these massive fires, like uncontrolled fires in the area where we were going, in Viña and Valparaiso. And they were started by actual like people that started a fire for the fun of it, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know. And they were like uncontrolled. They were going everywhere. Like people lost their houses and everything. And like it got under control, like what, 2 days, I think, before we left? Like,
Yeah.
not long before we left.
Maybe like a week, 5 days before.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And yeah, they took control of it. By the time we got there, there was like nothing. Like there was.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
mean,
couldn't
could
even
see that stuff was burnt, but
Yeah.
it didn't smell like smoke. Like there was nothing. It was good. But some people lost absolutely everything. So the knitting store that we ended up going to, the yarn store that we ended up going to, you told me about this. They
Yeah.
were, I think you talked about this in one of the previous episodes because you were making squares.
Yeah, I did.
But yeah, so they were asking people to donate granny squares so that they can make blanket for everybody, for like the people that lost
Yeah.
everything. And so we brought a bunch of skeins and spent some evenings making some granny squares.
Yeah. That was really fun.
What else? Yeah. I mean, we didn't make that many, like,
We-
we didn't have that much time to like knit and crochet,
No,
honestly.
we were
It was a
busy.
family vacation above all.
Yeah. We were busy. We were doing things. We had a lot of things to do. We baptized Isa.
Yeah.
We were going to family lunches and stuff like that. Then we went to a vineyard, which was
Yes.
super fun.
So much fun.
I don't remember ever seeing Natalie drunk. And that
I wasn't like drunk. I was
that
tipsy.
was the highlight of my trip. Was
it
seeing
really?
Oh my gosh, Natalie, you were so funny, and like you would just smile for everything. It was just so funny. Like,
I was so happy.
oh my god. She told me thank you for bringing her there like 15 times in
Yeah,
like
it was great.
in a span of 10 minutes. It was so funny. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. And then
It was such a good day
know.
though. Like they explained so many things.
Yeah.
Like we learned so much and we got to try wine. Dani doesn't drink wine, guys. Dani drinks wine now.
I mean, I tried it and it was good. I'm not saying now I'm a wine drinker.
We'll get you there. No, it was super fun. The girl that was like giving us the tour was also super, super
Yeah,
sweet.
she was really nice.
Yeah, she like gave us a little extra wine.
Yeah, she made us try the really, really expensive one.
Yeah, so that was really fun. It was a really good time, honestly. I think
Yeah.
that was like one of the best days.
It was
of
so
the
fun.
trip. Like it was so much
Yeah.
fun. I mean, alcohol helps.
So yeah, we did that. We went to the beach a few times. We went to the mall quite a bit.
Yes, we went shopping.
We went shopping. Well, okay, so the thing is, I can't remember if I told you guys. I think I did that. We accidentally donated all of our summer clothes. So
No, you didn't.
I
You
didn't?
You had to mention this. No.
Oh, okay. So I forgot. Anyways, before the trip, we were looking through our summer clothes to get obviously our summer stuff because in Chile it's summer when it's winter in here. The seasons are reversed, which is perfect. So we were looking for our summer clothes and we couldn't find them anywhere. And then I remember that we packed our summer clothes in big black garbage bags. And we put 2 garbage bags, one that was for donation. So every time that we change our wardrobe for the season, we get things that we don't use anymore and we put it in a pile to donate. We do that all the time. It's like religiously we do that because we're not keeping that much clothes, especially if we haven't used it in the whole season. It's like, okay, you're not going to. So we had a pile for donations and then a pile for the clothes to keep. And I think we maybe mixed them up. We forgot about it. We put them downstairs thinking we had to bring them into the basement and we didn't. We put it in the car and then anyways, it got donated. So we had literally 0 summer clothes. Like all of my dresses, all of my rompers, all of my everything. And I'm a very sentimental person. Like I hold sentimental value in my clothes, And I had clothes from like the dress that I wore for Luca's baptism, for example. I wanted to wear it again for Isa's baptism, and it's gone. My rompers that I have had since like I was 20, also gone. Like, just so many things that were gone. I was mad for a good 45 minutes, and then I was like, you know what? That's just material. It's just clothes. You get new ones, whatever. Like, I got myself out of that mental headspace, and I was like, whatever. But we had no clothes. Like, I had no clothes. Kale had some shorts because he didn't put them in the bags, but he had no shirts whatsoever, which is crazy because the amount of t-shirts that this man has, it's like stupid. Like, he's got every shade of blue that you could possibly think. And every time we go out, he's like, oh, I don't have this blue. I'm like, honey, I'm pretty sure you do have that blue. Oh, no. Not this shade. It's like, okay. So he had 0 t-shirts. Like, that's
crazy.
Wild. So because I didn't have anything, I only had one romper that survived that I had in my closet that I didn't bring downstairs. I don't know why. Or I didn't put it in the bag. So then we literally had to go to the mall quite often to get clothes because the mall is huge. And every time we went, we visited like a few stores. And then it was time either for the kids to go to bed, or they were tired, or we had to go back for whatever reason. So we couldn't fully spend a lot of time.
Yeah, it wasn't like we had one day kid free to just take our time and shop. It was like a 2-hour here, a 3-hour there, a 1 hour here. Like, it was just little holes.
So for that reason, we had to go multiple times, which I'm fine because it was fun. And I got, obviously, clothes, dresses, shoes, things like that. It was really fun. And then we got to go to the yarn store a few times.
Yes, because their yarn store is actually in the mall, which is, if you ask me, like, the greatest thing. Like, I feel like here our yarn store are either, like, they're all on their own, like, even like small independent ones, like they're not in a mall. Like, there it's literally in a mall. You can shop for wherever and then just stop at the yarn store on your way. And
it's brilliant. So cool. And it's so beautiful too.
Oh, the store, I posted it. Did you post a reel?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I posted a reel on my Instagram. We can put the link in the description. Yeah. But if you want to see what it looks like one of the most beautiful yarn store like I've ever been to. Oh my gosh. I feel like it's like we have commercial yarn stores that are like just boring plain shelves with like just yarn not well displayed, and then we have like, you know, like small shops yarn store, like, which are just like, I feel like they're always so cramped and overpacked that it's hard to look at things. Yeah. And like there is just like the shelving, like the way everything is made, like it's all like you have one kind of yarn and it's all in a color gradient, and then another kind of yarn and it's all in the same color gradient. Like it's so beautiful. It's so well done. It's so easy to match colors, and like honestly, like it's really, really nice. It was a beautiful yarn store, so of course we had to go more than once.
And they also have like different kinds of yarn, so not just acrylic and wool and stuff like that, but they make their own yarn. And it's so easy because being in Chile, Peru, and Bolivia, that's where you get literally all the fibers for like natural fibers for yarn, especially merino wool, alpaca, all of that. So like it's so easy and cheap for them to make their own yarn. So they make their own yarn. They don't have yarn that is not their brand. And it's just funny because whenever we went there, I told you that the last time I went, you could tell that they have made a super bulky weight yarn, that it was the exact same colors as Lion brand. Okay. Some of the colorways, like the Hudson's Bay. Do you know that? Yeah. Okay, that one. The carousel, like the pretty colors, they were the exact same ones. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's funny. Like they obviously copied from Lion brand. But Yeah, so they made their own yarn. So they have so many different yarns. They have t-shirt yarn, they have ribbon, they have cotton, acrylic, wool, alpaca, so many different ones.
And it's a lot of yarns that like you don't typically find in our yarn store. Like you have to more order online, like if they're not readily available. So it was really nice to be able to touch them and see them. And like I need to touch things. If you know me, I walk in a store and I like everything that's supposed to be like that I think might be soft. I touch everything. So like it's always more fun to shop yarn in store and like be able to squeeze it and touch it and like feel it and like see the actual colors together.
Yeah, for sure. It's so nice.
Yeah. So we went there like the first time to like look around shop. Then we went there a second time we were actually going to the mall and made an excuse to go to the yarn store so we could take some videos for a reel.
Yeah.
And then we found some more projects that we can make. So we went back a third time to buy more yarn.
Yeah. And to drop off the squares.
And to drop off the squares. Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So we did that and we bought some yarn and I bought some things. So the first thing that I don't want to forget to tell you either here or in person or off the podcast is the crochet hooks.
Yeah.
So I bought 3 crochet hooks because they didn't have other sizes. These are the brand Tulip. I've heard of this brand. It's like on the expensive side. It is a really well-known brand. I think it's from Spain, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And I took them off the box because they were in a box. So I haven't tried them yet, but they feel, Natalie, like the part of the handle is like that nice and soft, like silicone rubber kind of thing. Okay. And then you know that they're plastic. There's 2 types of plastic. There's one that it's like super soft and buttery and slides really good, like the Clover ones. And then you have some other cheapy plastic that do not slide good and they're like just shit. Yeah. It's not like that. It's like the good, nice one. So I'm super excited. And I'm also very excited because they're pointy, but also the colors, like the pastel colors are they're so pretty. Beautiful.
They're so like springy.
I know. They're so like Easter. Yeah, I love them. They're so cute. And then I was looking on Amazon to see if they have more in here, and they don't. Really? Yes, and they have they have on Amazon their other collections, the red one. Then they have the black handles with the gold tip, and they have like different collections, and they're really good. They're like the same quality as the Clover one, so the prices are similar, if not more expensive, and probably about the same. But they don't have these ones.
The pastel colors?
Not the pastel, just like these ones in general, like the...
Okay, the way it's done.
So, yeah, whenever somebody from my family comes, I'm going to send them to the yarn store, or I'm going to buy them online and they can bring them to me. And I also got knitting needles, teeny tiny knitting needles, because I want to learn how to make socks.
Yeah, you got sock yarn too.
I got sock yarn to make a pair of socks for myself. So I got 2 little itty bitty teeny tiny knitting needles. They are like thin. Oh, shoot. They are 2.5 millimeters and 3 millimeter. So they are not just teeny tiny as in thin, but also the cable, it's like really short.
It's short. It's like the tiny circular knitting needles, so she can make a sock. It's going to be a learning curve. I don't know if you've used these needles before. I've used them. It's a learning curve. You're like, the way you hold them is like, it feels so weird at the beginning. Just keep going. Yeah. It gets better.
I have that feeling whenever I'm using my knitting needles for hats, like my interchangeable knitting needles, and it's tight and you kind of have to like work around them. I feel like it's gonna be the same.
Yeah, about, except much smaller.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm super excited to do that. And we got some yarn to make projects. So I got t-shirt yarn. Both of us got ribbon.
I got t-shirt yarn.
Oh,
too.
you got a t-shirt. Oh, yeah, yes, because you said you were gonna make the.
Yeah, it's because of me that we went back for t-shirt yarn.
Yes. So back in the day, especially in my Spanish channel, I used to make a lot of baskets, and I'm showing one in here.
Yeah.
I used to make a lot of baskets. I have actually quite a few in here, and they're really nice and handy. I have them in the kids' room everywhere. And I want to make them again because I don't know if I have them in my English channel. I don't think so. So I'm probably going to make them again or translate the other ones that I have, either one. So we got more t-shirt yarn to do that. What else did we get? I got the knitting.
We got some yarn. We got some, I don't know, tape yarn, I guess it's called.
Yeah, the ribbon. It's called ribbon.
Yes, because we're going to try to do wall hanging.
Yeah, we're going to do something fun with that. We'll see
if
it comes up nice. That's the yarn that I used to make the bags. Do you remember the bags?
Yes.
And I was obsessed making those that's when I was trying to do spring markets. And I was trying to find what to do. So I made a ton of baskets. And I obviously made the tutorials for those. I made bags. And I didn't make the tutorials for those. So I feel like I could make the pattern. Should. And yeah, I'm not doing spring markets. But I think I'm going to do it for the what's it called? The pattern.
Yeah, the blog. Yeah. Do it.
We also started watching... In Chile,
Love is
Blind, because who are you if you're not watching Love is Blind?
Yeah.
Did you finish?
No. I watched one of the two that was released, not the second one.
Okay, I haven't watched anything, so don't spoil. Do not.
I only watched one. I have one more to go, and then there's 2 more episodes. You have to wait till next week for one more, and then the week after for another.
Oh, yeah. Why do they do that?
Because then they want to stay like number 1 for longer. So if they like push it, then as soon as it comes out, like everybody's watching it again. But to pass the time in between, because when we got back, we're like, oh, like the episodes are not out yet. What are we gonna do? Sorry, by the way, if you hear that in the background, my dog's eating.
Yeah, I can hear him. Hi, Simba.
Yeah. So we started watching Love is Blind Sweden.
Did you watch it?
We're not done. I think we're like 2 or 3 episodes in because we like watched it in between. Because I was like, well, while we wait for the other episode, let's.
Isn't that guy so annoying?
Oh my god!
What's his name? I watched the whole thing.
I forget, but like I can't stand him.
Oh
like,
my god!
Got such bi anxiety, such like, oh man, like. He's like too confident, but not confident at all.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. I can't.
Do you want me to spoil you with that one?
No, don't.
Do you want me to tell you?
No.
Can I let me spoil you?
Then I'll tell you what happened in the episode you missed. Well, then.
Yeah, that guy's super annoying. But anyways,
yeah.
That was, what else did we do? Well, we had a lot of family times, like we said, beach. We ate really yummy food. Natalie and everybody, all the gringos, fell in love with barquillos, which they call them bandidos. I don't know why. Now Luca calls them bandidos, and it's just hilarious.
It's because Kale started calling them like that. It's so funny. Barquillos, I have to
explain how they are.
Barquillos are like, if you know purulins, it's like a wafer cookie that's like baked in like a cylinder, basically. Yeah. The inside has a layer of chocolate, and it is then filled with like caramel.
Manjar. Which is caramel. It's not caramel, Natalie. It's like dulce de leche.
Okay.
People might understand it better if you say dulce de leche. It's like the Chilean version of dulce de leche. It's not caramel. Yes. It's not the same.
It's not the same, but it's like
it looks like caramel.
Yes,
it looks like caramel because it's got like similar texture. The color is similar, but it's not the same.
No, it's not the same. I'll agree. But it's like sweet, but not too sweet. It's like it's the perfect dessert. Like I I've been friend with Dani for 7 years, and I'm legitimately mad at her for not bringing me some of these back before.
Yeah.
Like, why do I have to go all the way there to discover them?
Yeah, I
And,
didn't
like,
even
why did you make me-
know. I didn't even know they. I mean, I obviously knew barquillos because barquillos are usually just like that, the cookie whatever thingy.
Yeah.
And then if you get a little bit more fancy, there's manjar inside. Like some of them have manjar, but this one was another level that I haven't even tried before, with the chocolate
Like,
and everything.
You don't understand. Like, Eric's now life mission is to figure out a recipe for them and, like, to get a food truck and start selling
Oh
them.
my
He's, like, gonna be
God.
rich. Like, you don't understand. Like, this is so good. Like, people here need to
Oh
find
my
out
God.
about this.
The thing is that in Chile and in South America in general, but in Chile because I'm obviously Chilean, but
Yeah.
we have our pastries and our desserts are on a next level. Like you guys, you gringos are just boring with desserts. And
I'll agree.
we have just our cakes, our desserts, our everything is just on a different level.
Yeah, I haven't weighed myself since I got back, but I probably gained at least 10 pounds. Like,
You did not.
It
You
was
did not.
like-
Okay, listen. I was on a weight loss journey and I was so disappointed thinking that, oh my gosh, I lost 15 pounds. That's, a lot for me. And I was like, oh my gosh, all my progress is gone. Everything is out the window, whatever. So then the next day I came, when we arrived, I was like, okay, F it. I'm just going to weigh myself to see the damage and then just go back to my weight loss journey. I only gained 1 pound and 2 ounces.
yeah, but the thing
And
is,
I ate so much.
you think you ate so much, but you know what these taste like. And there were days where you're like, my stomach is not happy with me. I need to do better. Meanwhile, you were like, you must try this. You've never had this in your life. You must. And so I ate probably 3 times the
Because
amount.
you're so obedient. You were like, sure.
I mean, I have a sweet tooth if you're forcing me and telling me I must. Who am I to disagree?
I know, yeah, the desserts. But you didn't try like all the desserts. It wasn't like an everyday thing. The barquillos was a different story.
Barquillos is just like, desserts are here. Barquillos are like, I can even put them on the screen. Like, it's just...
I know.
It's the best thing ever. Like, from this moment on, you can never go to Chile and not come back with a box of barquillos. Like, if you come back with a box of barquillos, that's it. Our friendship is done. Like,
I know. Or
who are
even
you?
anybody that comes visit me, no, they have to
Yeah.
bring that.
Yeah, please.
And
Like,
also the empanadas. What do you think about the empanadas?
the empanadas were great. We had a bunch of different kinds of empanadas.
Yes.
Like, both, like, what's inside of them and, like, how they're cooked.
Yes.
I'm gonna say I think I like the baked one better than the fried
Really?
ones. But not every baked one.
Okay.
So, like, there's one day we went to a resort. We booked a day at a resort.
Yes.
I feel like those were just dough. Like, there was barely
Yeah.
anything inside. It was too much dough. I forget where. There's somewhere that we ate baked ones, and, like, the ratio of dough to filling was actually really, really good.
I can't remember.
We ate them multiple
know.
times. But there's one time that we ate them, and they were baked, but there was not, like, I think it's your sister-in-law's, actually.
Oh, yeah, it could be. The little ones?
I think she made them. Yes.
Yeah, the little ones.
I think, yeah, they were so good. They were the meat ones,
Yeah.
but they were baked, but they didn't have like an overflowing amount of dough.
Yeah.
I think those were my favorite.
Yeah, those were really, really good. I like the fried ones personally the best because they're just so juicy. They're just perfect. I really like them. But okay, now what do you think about the pisco sour?
Oh my God, pisco sour is their drink, guys. It's our drink now. We literally, like, every night we would put the kids to bed and then, like, have 1 glass or 2 or maybe even 3
Yeah.
of, like, pisco sours or mango sours.
Oh
so
my
freaking
God,
good.
yes.
We, like, Eric and I bought 3 bottles at the duty free. We're like,
You bought
We had-
3 bottles? Meanwhile, I forgot to buy a bottle of pisco?
you didn't?
I did not.
We bought 3 bottles, girl.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to your house
like-
to have pisco sour.
Do it. Come.
Oh my God.
I was like, they're so good. We have to. They sell them here. Not the same kind. We looked.
Oh, really?
We looked online.
Oh, what do they
Yeah,
sell?
they have a bunch. They have I don't know. You'll have to look. I don't know them. I just looked to see if they had this exact bottle, because I wanted to compare the price for the fun of it and see how like much we were saving.
Yeah.
And they don't have it either, like on the Quebec side or on the Ontario side. They don't have the exact one that we were drinking when we were there. So that's why we ended up getting it at duty free, because we have to, like, we don't know how the other ones are going to taste.
Yeah.
But our plan is to like find another kind here that like tastes similar.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I know we bought 3 bottles, like pisco sours. We'll put the recipe in like the show notes once the show notes are available
we should.
one day. But like, it's so good.
I know.
So good.
I know. It's so freaking good. But yeah, overall, our trip was really fun. We had a lot of fun. It went by really quick. We did a lot of shopping. We enjoyed ourselves. And then the way back,
Wait.
What?
I feel like we need to take a pause and like talk about casa ideas.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes.
So there's this store, like I'm an architectural technician for a living. So I draw houses. Like house stuff is my jam.
Yeah.
I like decor. I like everything. And Dani took me to this store called Casa Ideas. It's like on the top level of the mall, and it's all house stuff. And it's like, you know, our stores here is like a lot of modern and neutral and like beige and grays and whites and blacks and boring. There is like an explosion of color. Everything is super colorful. Everything is like super pretty. And like, I just wanted to buy the whole store. I had to like full on like calm myself down and like, it's not going to fit in your luggage. You can't bring this back. Like, don't do this. And yeah, it was hard.
Before we went to the store, I told Natalie, I'm taking you to this store, which is my absolute favorite store for like house stuff. And even not just house stuff, like just little nicks and knacks, little things here and there. Like, it's just my favorite store. And I told her, you are going to love it. You're going to want to buy everything. So please control yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm taking you there. Be responsible. She gets there. You guys, her face, as soon as she walks in and she starts seeing like all the colors and everything, because you guys don't understand. It's not just like a vomit of colors. It's just so beautifully made.
They're curated.
Exactly.
Like, you have like a kitchen section, then you have a bar section, then you have like organization section, then you have a laundry section, then you have a bathroom section. It's like they have lines. It's all color coordinated. It's all curated. It's like, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, and their color stuff too. It's nice. It's not just like an ugly red or an ugly blue. It's just pastels and bright colors, like light colors. It's just so beautiful, and beautiful designs and textures as well. Mm-hmm. Like the plates, the mugs, everything is just so beautiful, and it's such a happy place. That's what it is. You go there and you see everything in all the colors, and it literally makes you smile because of how happy everything is in there. The vibe, the colors, everything. I'm like, why can it not be a store like this in Canada? So besides that store and the yarn store, we are opening multiple businesses in here, you guys. We have the ideas to open multiple businesses in here because we have to. No, but like seriously, we were just like dreaming with like, we should do this, we should do that. You get just so inspired and you get so many ideas, and it's so beautiful. And like Natalie was saying, after the fun time and everything, then coming back home, it felt amazing. It felt like you needed this, but also you got so much energy out of the trip, and so much like inspiration, and so much, you know, like it refreshes you in a way that like you can't do that at home. Like something about stepping away and like going back, like going somewhere else where like you can't have the same responsibilities. Like we were in an Airbnb, we were still taking care of our home, we were still doing laundry, we were still making meals. Like it was the same thing as at home, but the fact that you're not at home, it's like, it's just so refreshing. Like I was doing laundry one day and I was like, I could see myself doing this here all the time. And then I was like, no, I would freaking get upset if I actually lived here and had to do my laundry. Like, no, this is not more fun than doing laundry at home. It's the exact same thing. But like, just the fact that you're on vacation and you're in a different space, it feels refreshing. Like,
Yeah.
And like then you come home after being away for 2.5 weeks, and it's literally like you see your house different, you see your space different, you see everything.
Yeah.
You want to do things, you want to modify things, you get so inspired from the stores, from the people, from the country, whatever. You get all these million ideas and you want to do all these things, and it's just so nice coming home after that.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, it was really fun. Like I really had a good time there.
Oh, it was so fun.
I know. It was amazing. But yeah, that was our recap for the trip. Then in the next episode, we're going to be talking about knitting on a plane, which we couldn't do just because we had 3 little kids.
Yeah. But knitting while traveling.
Yeah.
I think not just on the plane.
Yeah, while traveling, and crochet as well, because I think it's fun. And before having the kids, I did it a lot. And a lot of people were asking me, how do you bring knitting needles on the plane or whatever? So we'll talk about that in the next episode. If you're planning on traveling this upcoming summer, you should listen to that episode.
Yeah. Or spring even.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be next week. So if you're traveling for like March break, if you're traveling like, April, whatever, this is going to be the episode for you.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please give this podcast 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave a comment. Leave a like. And if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at
dropastitchpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's...
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. What?
I was like, wait.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's all for today's episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yes, have a good week, everyone, and we'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.